there you go. Hello, Scott and Raiders. Thank you so much. We're just discussing how one of us wants a certain thing that the others don't, and that's as far as I'm gonna say it on stream. Oh, I got a villain point immediately. Thank you, Sid. Hey, I got a villain point. Yeah, no, I got a villain point on the last episode. But yes, my friends, welcome in, Raiders, and welcome in, everyone, for the series finale, the grand finale of our Skyheart campaign.
World finale.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
I am here joined one final time for this campaign. I'm here joined
I said that. I did that. I was like, let's raid into Massive for the last time, and then I stopped. I was like, well, for this campaign.
Yeah, for this campaign.
Hopefully not the last time ever.
Yes. I'm here joined by my wonderful friends. One of them raided me, so I'm going to start with you. We have Scottzilla playing Verdite.
Hello.
The warlock of a great celestial who needs not be misnamed as a cleric, for he is above such things.
Sure.
It's kind of a cleric, though, but sure.
Yeah.
We have Savian playing Chelsea, the mighty frost-wielding sorcerer.
Deltarune!
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. We have Raining Blades playing Cathis, the mighty ship captain and giver of punches and grapples.
Hi, everyone.
And finally, we have Spyro Proxy. That totally would have been a genocidal crusader paladin if he could. Valanaris.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
The genocidal butcher Valanaris. Hello.
Ah, yes. The butcher of Blaviken. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, it's me, Valanaris.
I'm just a silly boy. Okay.
That's the little guy.
My good friends, in the previous part 1 of this finale, the party reached the Skyheart. The thing that they've been trying to find since episode 1, so many episodes, almost 70 episodes ago, or almost 60 episodes ago. Almost 60? No, almost 70. Almost 70 episodes ago. Yes. They finally found the Skyheart. However, the ship exploded as they found out that the amalgamation of all the crows, this enemy that has been also trying to reach the Skyheart and slaughtered half of their crew, now whole, return into its full Demon King form, destroyed the ship, causing it to crash, and emerged full of rage, fury, and fire. The party fought, and as you can see, most of them went down at some point, especially at the end. But the party was ultimately the victors as they struck down Crow with a combination of their efforts. Ultimately, with Chelsea using a power gifted to her by the Skybinder artifact that she was gifted, having been upgraded because of the energies of the Skyheart, allowed her to skewer the all-seeing tyrant with a lance made of ice freezing and destroying him once and for all. And still I heard someone at some point say, I don't think he's dead, guys, because that's what this party does. They never believe when I say that a villain is dead.
We have killed the same villain 3 times.
Excuse you? You've killed parts of the same villain 3 times.
We've killed the same villain 3 times.
Yeah, we've killed him technically 1 1/3 times.
You Massive, right now you sound like Spyro trying to justify why his genocide isn't actually genocide.
Uh-huh.
No.
Actually.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that our
We're-
genocide is genocide.
Uh-huh. Okay. Anyway, with the dreaded Demon King reformed, destroyed, Verdite not only healed the party, but wielded his magic to save Corin, the ship's engineer, who had died because he was right where the Demon King emerged and destroyed the ship. He was the first casualty, and yet Verdite used his magic, his Revivify magic, using a shard of the Skyheart as a spell component to bring back Corin, saving him. And that is where we resume as the party. You all wake up as you see Corin take a breath after having been dead for nearly a full minute. Maybe slightly more, but Verdite's power reached him nonetheless. You all wake up. You see Corin coughing and gasping for air. Something only alive people do. Good job, Verdite. Esme cries as she hugs him. And the rest of you sit up, incredibly hurt, mentally and physically. But you look upon where the all-seeing tyrant was. You see only frozen pieces shattered on the ground. And something else. From within the remains of the all-seeing tyrant, you see the 2 ancient cores, the Sindari cores, that used to be on the ship, that he seemed to have absorbed during the fight, or before the fight. Around you is the destroyed Windcaller, the ship that has carried you for a very long time. And in the distance, you see a column, almost like a tower, a naturally formed tower made of this airstone crystals that you are currently walking on. You get the sense that this is the place you need to be to finally complete your mission. What do you do?
Can we grab the corpse?
Of course. Yeah, totally.
Walners will do it.
Alright. Stuff the cores into a bag. Keep in mind, you are finally in the Skyheart, this island made of airstone. Floating at high speeds, but you don't feel it because of the airstone magic. It essentially nullifies any sense of acceleration. So, what do you guys do?
Should we look for an altar or something?
Said there's a tower.
Sorry. Lol. Sorry.
Head towards the tower, I suppose.
Let us go.
Okay.
Before we head off, Kethis just kind of walks up to this ship as it's like burning wreckage. And kind of lets out a long sigh, and he kind of kneels down before it. And he takes out from his little like kind of bag that he carries stuff in, his things. And right in front of like the ship, as it's kind of right in front there, he starts to lay out a few items in a row. He lays out a nicked butcher knife. He leaves out seemingly a very well worn and loved teddy bear. He puts out an empty pouch that seems like it has some sort of black powder or soot that was left over in there, but it's gone now. He puts down a small hammer, like a carpenter's hammer. He puts down a very stylish and very ornate and very expensive hand mirror. And he puts down a no longer magical, but still very distinct featherfall token. And he has them right on the ground, right in front of the ship. And he closes his eyes. And he says, somewhat under his breath, not trying to keep it like silent, but just kind of subdued. And he says, "We made it, guys. Everyone. Thank you for everything. We wouldn't have gotten it here without the whole Windcaller crew." And then after a moment, he stands back up again. And he turns around to the tower.
You do feel Esme put a hand on your shoulder as the most senior member of the crew. And she gives you a nod, thanking you. Meanwhile, Chelsea, you have a fading Cosmo in your arms.
Is there anything you can do for Verdite? Can you heal him even a little bit?
I can take a look, but he's not my usual kind of patient.
Verdite.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Yeah,
as well?
that's exactly. Go for it.
Don't fail me now, dice.
An 18.
Not terrible.
Right. That's actually really, really good. Verdite. Cosmo isn't a cat. Not exactly. You all know this. Except for Valinaris. Valinaris didn't know. But you all knew this from the beginning. He was a familiar to a wizard who has long since passed. There's nothing that states that familiars die or disappear when their owner dies. That's why Cosmo has remained. But you know one thing: when a familiar dies, takes lethal damage, they usually disappear, and it is through the magic of their owner that their bodies they're essentially just free spirits, magical energy, and their bodies are reformed through the magic of their owners. Without an owner, Cosmo is losing its physical form. Cosmo is stronger than most familiars because his owner was a fairly powerful wizard, plus Cosmo himself has been around for a long time. But there are limits, and his physical form is disappearing. Your medical knowledge does not work on this because he's just magic given form.
Is Cosmo responsive to kind of like put a hand to him and say, "Can you hear me, buddy?"
Of course I can, you hear him say as he moves and opens his eyes. His body is still slowly fading, but he is still reactive and responsive. It's just that the magic is no longer capable of remaining solid.
Listen, you've not got much time left. I've got an idea, but I don't know the specifics of it. How do you want a new master? Can we form a pact to keep you here?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to see you go just yet.
I've been here for a long time. I'm tired.
But think about it. Do you want to risk being brought back by someone who doesn't give as good head scratches and as good quality food as we've been giving you? What if you get brought back and it's just some know nothing who doesn't have any class, any style? You know, the great Cosmo deserves better than that.
For that, roll me a persuasion. I'll give you advantage.
Oh, hell yes.
That is a natural 19.
That would have been a 2. It would have been a 2 if it wasn't with advantage.
There you go.
Wow.
But we got what we got.
You see him look up. I suppose I can wait for a little bit longer.
Is there anything we can do to help you hang around? Anything we can do to make hanging around a bit easier for you?
He's still in Chelsea's arms, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You see him turn towards Chelsea and then reaches up with a paw. Doesn't really reach your head. Do you lean down?
I'll lean down, yeah.
You feel his pats on your forehead. You just hear him go, boop.
Oh,
And then his body completely descends.
Cosmo.
Huh. I thought he said he was going to hang around.
Chelsea,
Maybe. Go on.
Chelsea, then you start to feel a weight on your shoulder.
I look.
It's faded, but you see a spectral cosmos standing on your shoulder.
I'll give him a little head scratch.
Spooky.
It won't be for long. But I'll hang around to see the ending.
Okay.
You head towards the tower then?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're walking towards the tower, you do see Corin just puts a hand on Verdite's shoulder and says, "Thank you for bringing me back."
Yeah, well, you know, it's what I do. Luckily, he kind of gestures around him. I had a lot to work with, so the situation, the circumstances were ideal. So don't worry about it.
Oh, good for me then. Everything hurts. Everything hurts.
Yeah, that'll pass in like a day or so, probably. And he kind of smacks him, gives him like a smack on the back as he walks past.
He takes 1 point of damage and he's now dying and doing death saving throws.
Oh, no, they're dying again. You're on your own now, buddy.
Everybody gets 1.
You know how many spare the dyings I had to do at the end of that last battle? It's over. It's over, Corin, I'm afraid.
Oh, yeah, but
Esme's like, what did you do with that?
No. But yeah, so you continue. You head towards the tower, and as you get closer, you do see this is a big tower. But it's very simple in nature. It's mostly just, it's almost like it's sprouted from the ground, a singular stone. But it does have an entrance at the bottom. And as you approach this cave entrance, you see that the interior itself of the tower is almost completely hollow. There's almost nothing inside except for one thing that stands out. And in that moment, you realize the Skyheart wasn't actually the island. The island is made of just completely made of air stones. It is a powerful thing, but the Skyheart itself is a smooth sphere that sits floating in the middle of this tower, about the size of a house. It just hums with energy, even as you approach.
Huh. This just gets weirder and weirder the more we go on.
It's actually beautiful. Whoa. How many people in history have seen this?
Gosh.
We are truly lucky.
None that are around anymore, I bet.
Yep.
It's wild.
You see on the floor beneath that sphere, you see carvings on the floor. By the way, Scott, you keep hearing like little ticking from your
Sorry.
mic. I don't know what it is, but just want to point out. Sorry.
I'll see if I can fix it.
You see magical, not inscriptions, magical symbols on the floor. Patterns that seem to have been carved into the stone beneath the sphere. And as you get closer, the sphere itself seems to release a pulse. And then you see as magical energy begins to reform into almost like a ghost. You've seen these before, these well, like
The
a better term.
stewards.
Yeah, the stewards, the holographic images. But this one's different. All of the stewards from the temples, from all of the other temples before that you've seen, they were Sindari. They had the same features of a Sindari, all of them. They were all modeled after the grand leaders of those temples, of the Skybinders. They all had the same features of their round ears, but slightly longer legs and arms, with these pupilless eyes that all the Sindari appear to have. But this one's completely different, because this one, you see, takes the form of a young dark elf woman with curly hair. That appears right beneath the sphere. And you hear her go, "Welcome." Doesn't seem to move like the other stewards. The other stewards were static. She seems to almost like step in place, almost like a person.
Thank you. Who are you?
Myself? I am... You see her pause. You could say I'm the Skyheart. At least now. You see, as this dark elf girl looks at her holographic hands and then back at you and smiles.
What does that mean? Were you not the Skyheart before?
No. She cocks her head as if trying to remember. 20 years ago, my consciousness merged with that of the Skyheart through a wish. The previous pilot's consciousness had faded greatly, allowing me to take their place. I hold the memories and power of the Skyheart. And I'm utilizing those Skybinders technology to communicate right now.
You wish to be the Skyheart?
Not necessarily. My wish was a bit different, but this was the end result, so you should be careful what you wish for. I wanted to be the most powerful spellcaster in the world. And there's nothing more powerful than the Skyheart.
So you are.
Yeah. Guess that makes
You can
sense.
do anything.
I suppose, in a way. I can't make anything, but I do have great power. But I am but a piece. I will be fading soon. My sense of self has eroded over the years. I'm but a... Think of me as a drop of blood in a tank full of water, holding my form for just a moment until I merge and disappear.
What happens when you disappear?
I just become one with everything and lose my sense of self like the previous pilot.
What happens to the Skyheart when you disappear?
With no one to pilot it, I do not know. That's why the Skybinders created a ritual to create the pilots. My memories hold. I have the memories of the Skyheart. I know the ritual that the Skybinders put into place to uplift the island is nothing more than merging one of their consciousness with the Skyheart itself. And that person that is merged, they're called the pilots. Normally, a mortal's consciousness would be overwhelmed and eroded over time like myself, eventually becoming one with the Skyheart. But the ritual, as you see her point towards the carvings on the ground, the ritual serves as an anchor. The anchor will keep the sense of self for a mortal for several thousands of years. My wish left me with no anchor, thus I already have lost much of what I once was, and will fade soon.
Are you telling us that if we want to keep the islands from falling and the ritual going, one of us is going to have to become the pilot?
If you wish to renew the ritual, at least one new pilot must be chosen.
I'll do it.
Wait, what? Chelsea, whoa, hold on a second.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What did you say? Did we
I'll do
hear
it.
you right? I might still have some blood in my ears.
I said I'll do it.
Exactly.
Cather starts barking at Chelsea.
Storm was like, whoa,
What are you doing?
distress.
How dare you!
Oh,
No.
Way to deflate the tension, dog.
That's my dog.
yeah.
That's my dog.
Listen,
RV said he'll be right
Chelsea,
back. Yeah.
Chelsea, I was born for this. My life means this. You have so much left to live for. I was trained for this. Don't waste your life.
You were trained to merge your consciousness into the Skyheart?
I was trained to sacrifice myself to the new age. And that's what this is.
Wouldn't the New Age have
essentially.
been killing the Demon Lord?
We also did that.
Look, I I had been actually considering this for a little while. I just didn't know it was going to be needed.
But why?
Like I said, I had been looking for a place to belong, and I found this group, and I found this mission that we found ourselves upon. I found like it was where I really needed to be, and I'm very innately magical already. My magic comes from being in tune with that. I've spent a lot of time. I've already interacted with airstones a lot, and I've harmonized really well with the crystals when we've already reached here. I feel like I have the highest chance of success too.
I won't stop you, but think this through, please.
I know,
It's,
but somebody has to do it, and I'd already resolved myself to do it if I needed to. My thought was, before we ended up fighting Crow on the way over, of maybe doing that as a last-ditch effort to keep it away from him. But, you know, it's what has to be done now.
Esme puts a hand on your shoulder, Chelsea. Sweetheart, are you sure about this? You know it's... And she looks towards the oh my god, go RB. Go fix that. Yeah.
you can say her name, Massive. It's alright. We all know.
What?
You can say her name.
What? No, I was talking about RB. You can go
Oh.
RB, go.
Yeah, responding to the text that
Yeah.
probably.
My
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
He has a reason. For
Arby's
not
going
being...
through his own personal boss fight right now.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
He is fighting for his life, I bet.
Just let RP be one with the Skyheart so he won't have to.
Anyway, she goes, well, you, Esme goes, well, you see, I guess will become like that? And you see the dark elf hologram. Kind of just not paying attention to you anymore. She's just looking around, letting you talk. Or does she even need to be paying attention? He is the Skyheart after all. But are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Doesn't fight you. Verdite, do you say anything?
He just kind of looks to Chelsea and he's just like, you know, since the day we met, you joined the crew, I don't think anyone has ever been able to stop you from doing something you set your mind to. You know, whether it's stealing a collection of knives from a cooking competition or any number of other random acts of just Chelsea. So he kind of like takes her hand. It's like, I know you wouldn't say you were going to do this if you hadn't thought it through, And I know you wouldn't do this without thinking it through. But
I would have brought it up earlier, but until we just found out it had to happen, I was afraid you all would just try and stop me. And if it's
You know-
something I felt like I needed to do, then
I probably would have. You're 100% right. I probably would have. But I mean, it's the whole world. You-
it is. It's what we came here to do.
This is a really bad time to not have Cathis.
Really bad
Yeah.
time to not have Cathis.
but
Yeah, Captain.
but RB is having a really bad time as well. So let's not
Mhm.
let's not pretend we have it worse.
You could say he's having a shitty
Yeah.
time.
you could say that's a possibility.
I will be right back, but I'm just going to go get my drink. I'll be 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
2 seconds.
Go for it.
Bye.
Cosmo turns to you, Chelsea. You've come a long way. I remember when you gave me that fish. And now look at you.
He's gonna give him a little head scratch.
Hmm.
You're sort of bonded with me. Does that mean you're gonna be coming with me?
I suppose. Who knows? But then again, where else am I going to go? As this conversation is happening, so Cathis, I'm going to say you zoned out for a while. As when you heard Chelsea say that she would volunteer, she volunteers that she wants to do it. I'm imagining Cathis had like this ringing in his ears while everyone argued over it, and now you snap back into it, Cathis.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Three.
Chelsea, you're sure?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't exactly tell you no, but I mean, are we even sure? I mean, is this even going to, won't it just mean we have to do this? People have to do this again 10,000 years from now?
Well, not we. Sorry.
I mean, unless we can figure out a way to modify the ritual to make it more permanent, but I don't know if we'd be able to do that.
You see the hologram. It turns. There is no way of making it permanent, but nothing says there only has to be one pilot. More consciousness remain. They might erode slowly, but it has never been done from my memory. The last pilot lasted 10,000 years because the anchor was strong. Looks at Chelsea. You might last 10, 15, 20. Who knows? It all depends on the soul. and your strength of mind. But eventually, all minds erode. There is no permanent solution.
All right.
You do hear Esme go. I mean, 10,000 years is a long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem for people when that happens. But I'm
Yeah.
guessing they're going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Assuming they can find the Skyheart again. I mean, we have the only map now, and I mean, I suppose 10,000 years is better than none.
The hologram
Yeah.
says, once the pilot takes over, they will be in control of where the Skyheart resides. So that will be up to you. Choose how easy or difficult you want it to be for people to come here.
Maybe not too easy, I hope. Or else
Depends on-
someone would take advantage. But that's on Chelsea, I think.
Yeah.
Previous pilot, she just vaguely gestures towards the sphere. The previous pilot had a feeling of paranoia from what I've understood of the little time I was with them before they eroded. When I came here, they seem to have let go of its consciousness of the anchor completely. But they seem to have wanted to keep the Skyheart as out of reach for as long as possible. The new pilot will be able to do with the Skyheart whatever they wish when the time comes for the renewal. But ultimately, there is a renewal. It will be the choice of the generations to come.
Alrighty then. I guess that's settled then.
Yep.
Yep.
The Skyheart will be in good hands.
Thank you.
And pause as he looks to Cosmo.
Yeah, Cosmo, you better take care of her. I'll know. And I can fly now, so I can come up here and kick your ass if you don't take care of her.
You can try.
And Cosmo and the Skyheart, the world will never survive this unimaginable power.
I don't need the little Skyheart to be powerful.
Of course.
The Skyheart needs you.
I suppose.
Cosmo fuses with the Skyheart. All my enemies are now treats. Boom. Huzzah!
The hologram turns to you and I will fade away soon. But until then, I can guide you.
Okay. And I've got a couple things that I'm going to want to do once I get in there.
You'll be the pilot. It will be your choice.
All right.
Before Chelsea
Chelsea's gonna go
steps in.
and try and, no, she's going to try and hug everybody.
Oh yeah, Captus was going to say he was going to go in for a hug.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, everybody, big group hug.
Esme and Corin go for it.
Yep.
Everyone wraps their arms around each other as best they can in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 person group hug. Esme kisses your head, Chelsea. Corin gives you a pat on the head. His giant hands.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Even you, Corin, since we didn't get to spend too much time together after you joined, but you still helped a lot.
Oh, well, you didn't spend much time together, but I'm very proud of you. Doing a great thing. The hologram points towards the symbols on the ground. Step beneath this sphere, and I'll handle the rest.
All right. Once we get out of the hug, I'm just going to move into position.
All right. You move into position beneath the sphere. Gives another pulse. And the carvings on the floor light up. And she, the hologram, says, "The Skyheart acknowledges its new pilot." As the light begins to coalesce around you, Chelsea, and then you all see, much like what happened with Cosmo before, Chelsea's body begins to becomes almost translucent, and you see small particles of raw magical energy begin to slowly float out of her towards the orb. Wish to say anything? There are a few seconds before her body completely disappears. Meanwhile, Chelsea, just want to point out, you don't feel anything. It's peaceful. It's warm. That's the most you feel.
Take care, Chelsea.
You got
Guy
this.
hurts in good hands. She prepares to betray us all and end the world.
I'm going to plummet all the islands.
Would not have a king but a queen. Beautiful and terrible as they are.
Skyheart, I have a new command for you. Kill Crow.
Just Crow specifically. Just Crow.
Just to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
Genocide all of the crow species in the world.
Yep.
Just to be
Not even
extra.
No, not even the demons, just crows. Just crows in general.
Exactly, that's what I meant.
Do it to Ravens now, just in case he
Yeah.
switches.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
you see your friends, people that have been on this journey with you. Most of them that you met in the grand scheme of things fairly recently in your life, but have the most impact in your life than anyone else. See them all looking at you as your vision begins to turn white. The warmth encompasses you as the last thing you feel is Cosmo's little furry cheek rubbing against yours. After you all see Chelsea disappear, the hologram turns. It is done. She is in control. But for the time being, I will be the one guiding her. What else do you guys do?
Chelsea, you can she hear us? Can she?
She is still in a state of fluctuation, adapting. With my guidance, she can comprehend you all, but it will take some time until she can focus enough. There's much going on in the Skyheart, many energies coalescing. But she is here. She hears you.
Well, if a new pilot means that the Sky Islands aren't going to fall anymore, then that really just leaves reverting the demons back and ending the demon menace.
Reverting the demons. You wish to return the Sindari to what they were before being rewritten.
Yes.
Yes.
You see, she raises her hand. She doesn't need to, but it's almost like she's trying to pull off a person's mannerisms, but it's almost like she's imitating from memory.
Mhm.
And you see in the great sphere up above, a tiny little square begins to slide out, forming this prism that glows with multiple inscriptions. As she says, the Skybinders rewrote the Sindari. That the representation of a single race. If you wish, the new pilot is capable of resetting what was rewritten to its original state.
Is there a however? but
All of the altered individuals will be returning to their original forms. What more
was this?
can I
Go
say?
on.
There's what more you want me to say? I do not know.
Chelsea, if you would.
Chelsea, what do you wish to do? Follow Kethis' request? Or do something
Return them
else?
to normal.
Not that Kethis would know if you did anything else at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's what you left.
Chelsea is a Skyheart now. She can choose whatever the fuck she wants to do.
I
Yep.
thought you said no more wishes at the end of campaign.
No more wishes.
There's no more wishes. Chelsea is essentially kind of godlike now.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we should probably make it so that when they change back, the surface won't immediately kill them.
You can add that they are capable of surviving on the surface.
Okay. I also want to fix the surface eventually. I don't know how long that's going to take.
I can actually tell you, it's going to be a long process because there needs to be air stones down at the surface, and there are none. Because without the air stones, the influence of the Skyheart is very limited.
Okay. Then let's fix them and then initiate the process to start cleaning the surface.
Okay. There's a
Beep boop.
beep boop. There is a pulse that comes from the orb as you all see the prism begins to shake, and you see the magical markings all over it. Some of them begin to disappear, and others, new ones, begin to form by themselves. And once it is done, it slots itself back into the sphere, making it perfect once again. There's another sudden pulse. One that this time actually makes all of you nearly fall to your feet. And Hologram says, "He has done it." And then you all hear, first of all, you feel an earthquake beneath your feet. And you hear crashing and cracking all over the place. You look out the cavern and you see as large chunks of the island are beginning to fall.
What's going on?
The pilot has decided to fix the surface. He's transferring the air stones of the island and scattering them along the surface to begin the operation.
Okay, Chelsea. Next request, please. Maybe, with some, maybe with a little bit of shards of the Skyheart so we can, have money again and get on with our lives. Can you give us some of those and then help us get off this falling apart rock?
Well, I have a last request.
Also,
If
before
please.
that, Kethis and all of you, there's literally small shards of the Skyheart all over the place.
Oh, grab it. Okay, so then instead of asking that, Kethis is saying, "Can you help us get off this rock?" As he's starting to scoop up little
Yeah.
shards.
Yeah, just stuff the pockets.
Well, it seemed rude not to ask,
Chelsea was
I
already.
think Chelsea is the Skyheart now, so
Yeah, that's
he's kind of just
crystals are
taking
hers
parts of her.
I will
Yeah,
say
those crystals
this.
are hers.
I will say this.
Can
Esme,
I use pieces of the airstone on the island to sort of put the wind collar back together in at least a way that it can be ridden down to an island safely?
Oh, crystal ship.
You technically, yeah. Technically, you can control the crystals into patching up the, basically replacing what was destroyed with crystal.
Yeah.
However, it would not be a permanent solution.
No, just to get them down safely with what's left of the ship.
That's perfectly fine. As you are collecting everything, Esme does point out something to Kathis. Darling, let's not take too many. We don't want their overall value to be lowered, do we? And as she says that, you do. And as she says that, you do see Corin does have like an arm full of them. Oh, right.
Yeah, nor do we want some, the church or other island nations to come cracking down on us. I think this is mostly quite literally a get-rich-quick scheme.
How about a
But I
pocket full
just
for
gives a
each?
bunch up. But I just gives a bunch up. It's like, but they don't. No one heard them. We can control the supply. We can bring them. We can throw it as slow as we want.
The cobalt of Wall Street.
See, but when you restrict market supply artificially, what that does on the
at the same time, Valinaris, you did say you have a request.
Chelsea, if it would please you, we left the vampire problem behind, and quite honestly, vampires are an all-time nuisance on people who live and have blood. Would it be possible with your new godlike powers, actually god powers, to cleanse the world of vampires?
Chelsea, you cannot respond, but you immediately know what the hologram, the other consciousness that is with you, because you do feel her, by the way, Chelsea. You feel that this is another consciousness that is with you. It doesn't have as much control as you do, but it's still, because you're kind of more firmly anchored, but it's still there and it still has control of the Skyheart. You're just like the dominant consciousness.
Yeah, it's like one of those learner driver vehicles where there's like a
Yes.
sub control over in
Yes.
Violet is your training
in case
wheels.
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, I do know that Scott is very confused about you're saying Violet. I'm pretty sure he is. Don't worry, it'll be explained, Scott.
Mhm.
But Chelsea, you know this. The problem with the thing about the Skyheart is that it has full control over the blueprints for living creatures, which vampires are an anomaly, or undead are an anomaly in this world.
No,
So no can do.
I can't get rid of all the vampires.
You have no control over the undead.
I have no control over the undead. Not
And
even the
you
alive
make it-
part.
You make it impossible to people to turn into vampires?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that when we get the but Chelsea can't respond, right? So we
Yeah,
don't
Chelsea
know.
cannot respond. The
Yeah.
Violet is the one responding.
Could
She explains that, but go on.
Okay, so make people immune to the vampiric curse. Make all living beings immune to the vampiric curse. Ooh, wait. What if what if we made our blood like they drink blood? What if we made our blood like kill them?
I think that's going into realm of possible unintended consequences.
Hell yeah. No, sorry.
Could we maybe just make Valinaris a really big Skyheart infused sword that he can go and solve the vampire problem the way he wants to?
Oh, I don't need that. That'll be
Skyheart,
cool,
make
but
all Asimar named Volanaris unkillable killing machines in the name of
Oh.
justice.
a name is a social convention that doesn't apply to biology. So,
Search 3 Valinari found.
Okay, I will say this: none of you.
but making people.
What I'm about to say, none of you, except for Chelsea, will have an input. So all of you shut up until Chelsea makes a choice.
Okay.
Chelsea, you know that making people immune to the curse, the vampire curse, is possible. But you also know that it's going to have repercussions if you rewrite people to that if you rewrite so many species to that degree. So you can in fact make them immune to the vampire curse, but that comes with other things. They might become immune to other things that might not want to be immune, or they might gain some special powers that they should not have, because that thing doesn't come from, because it's not like, oh no, you're just immune. No, it has to have a reason why they are suddenly immune. And Chelsea, you are still a fledgling pilot, so your mind still isn't organized enough to predict everything.
Yeah.
So what is your decision? You want to do it and see what happens, or
I got time.
you got time? All right.
I got time. I got a few thousand years to work out this vampire problem.
Okay. As you come to this realization, the hologram that speaks for you turns to all of you, and she just says, the pilot will take your request into consideration.
Onaras nods and picks up 5 Skyheart shards, which you will use to bolster the greatest vampire hunting army that the world has ever seen.
Cool. You never told me an army, motherfucker.
No, I didn't know they would. I forgot they were super expensive, and that we were literally stepping on them.
Yeah. All right. So, with that done, anything else you wish to do before you leave?
I think that's about it. Trying to, well, maybe not visit per se. That might be a bad idea, but stay in touch if you can find a way.
The pilot will take it into consideration.
All right. Let's head out. Crew.
Guess so.
Bye, Chels.
You begin to leave. You begin to head towards your ship, what used to be your ship. And as you get close, you see that the ship itself has a coating of air stones all around it. It will not be a permanent. You cannot control it. Essentially, not even Chelsea, Violet is going to be the one piloting it because you have no control over it. She'll be piloting it I'm not saying not even Chelsea, because this is very fine-tuning movements for Chelsea right now, because Chelsea is still trying to not lose herself in this massive consciousness. But Violet will essentially lead you away. You get onto the remains of the Windcaller, and the ship begins to float by itself. You are about to leave the island as the storm around it begins to dissipate, as if expecting your passage. Anything else you wish to do or say as the ship is leaving?
I think that's it. The One Piece is real.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm really sad. I make jokes when I'm sad.
You found the One Piece before the series ended. Yay.
You do know that Chelsea becoming the One Piece really means that the One Piece was the friends we made along the way.
Oh,
But at least was one friend.
Fuck you, boo. Boo. Alright. So, as you set off from the Skyheart, all of you covered in physical and mental scars from your journey, you know that even if nobody else in the world knows about what you did, you have become its saviors. You've lost friends and family on this voyage, made terrible sacrifices, some bad choices, some amazing choices. But it is because of those actions that Amara will remain in the skies, that its people can keep going, living their lives. Forever long they have, they can be alive. And with that, the remaining crew of the Windcaller scattered to live out their own fates. Epilogue time! To see a big epilogue appear on screen. I don't have that function right now. I should have created that. Oh my god. Off in a small and isolated island, you see Talric, the former first mate of the Windcaller. He has chosen a simple life, never really one for treasures and grandeur. He prefers to live out the last of his days in peace and solitude, with just a fishing rod, a small boat in the middle of a tiny lake. He accepts few visitors on his little island, but family is always welcome to stop by and grab a bite to eat. The Tiefling twins, Sammy and Kayla, they remain in hiding over at Blackwind for a time, but soon their protection got cut short by the Pirate King. He requests further payment that they did not have. Forced to leave, they lived for over a year in squalor, trying to keep their heads down and away from the eyes of the organization that they feared and did not know was no longer what it used to be. Once the islands did not fall, and hearing about the influx of new Skyheart shards that suddenly seemed to appear out of nowhere, Sammy and Kayla realized that the crew had accomplished their objective and saved Amara. The siblings went their separate ways after an argument, for Sammy wished to return to sailing and went to Captain Cathis, begging for forgiveness and asking to be allowed back. Cathis, did you allow Sammy back into your crew? Did you forgive him?
This would forgive him, but he'd be starting at the bottom of the bottom. No seniority, no
Kevin
nothing.
boy.
I mean, he'd be. There's the dirt, and then there's the worms beneath the dirt. There's Sammy.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Meanwhile, Kayla did not wish to ask for forgiveness, and instead returned to Blackwind, where she joined the King's crew, eventually becoming his first mate. The two crews had run-ins with each other over the years, but even when things got heated, the siblings were usually seen casually chatting with each other and pretending to fight. Veyroon. Oh, Veyroon. When the Storm Ranger awoke, his rage was infinite. He ended up being arrested for assault and destruction of private property by the elite guards of Orak. However, after his escape from prison, which he appears to know how to do very well, he was pleased when the crew delivered the core to him. He offered no thanks or kind words for the crew that tricked and poisoned him, but the knowledge that Crow had been slain and the relic being in his hands were enough to make him settle the issue. He did punch Cathis once and kicked Verdite another once as well, but that's as far as he went. Veyroon returned to the Spine Cloud mountain range soon after recovering the core, infiltrating and reaching the temple where the core was returned. Veyroon became the self-appointed protector of the temple, until a few weeks later, after slaughtering many trespassers, where he was finally captured and executed for his crimes. To this day, and many years to come afterwards, the Temple of Stone and Sky remains a place of study and worship by the people of the mountains. Soon after departing from the Skyheart, Esme and Corin reveal their romantic relationship to the rest of the crew, much to the surprise of everyone, including Cathis. Right, Cathis?
Oh, yeah, totally. Cathis
Totally.
has a great poker face that he definitely was able to keep up properly.
Totally. The two stuck with their Captain Cathis for a short period of time, helping him rebuild his ship and crew, but ultimately decided to retire. Toll of the voyage had been too much on them, And the money they made from selling the precious shards of the Skyheart was enough for them to make a home, a very big home on a private island that they bought. Corin also funded the Academy of Sindarian History and Engineering that would eventually become one of the bridges between the Aeron civilizations and the newly resurrected Sindari Empire. Corin and Esme got married soon after their return, then got divorced a year later, only to get married again 2 years later, and lived a happy life together after that. The organization of the Six-Side Crows seemed to have collapsed after their leader and top brass were killed and all demonic entities were turned into the Sindari of old. Many of the members fled to the surface once the Sindari civilization began their return, while others scattered into the winds. There are rumors of branches remaining active in different parts of the world, but the organization had lost most of its power, became a shadow of what it once was. Valanaris left the crew after their return from the Skyheart. With his divine task accomplished, the Aasimar chose not to return to his homeland and the Church of Light that had raised him up to be a false hero. Instead, the Paladin's holy armor was discovered one day, carefully laying on an altar of a church in a remote island, freeing him completely from the last vestiges, the shackles the church had placed upon him. Stories of a figure people called the Wandering Angel began to surface. A hero emerged. Stories of a hero emerged throughout Amara when people needed him most, bearing wings of light upon his back and a powerful blade to cut down monsters. Most notably were the stories of the Wandering Angel's battle and crusade against the secret undead rulers of the great citadel of Krasto. Valanaris was built up to become a hero the church could use, but it ultimately became a different type of hero, but one forged with his own two hands. Cathis left the Skyheart as a captain with no ship and barely any crew, but a captain nonetheless. By selling the Skyheart shards that they had collected, Cathis, with the aid of Esme, Corin, and Verdite, built a new ship that didn't just rival the Windcaller, but surpassed it. Corin himself created an engine housing a Skyheart shard, making it one of the most powerful and versatile sailing vessels in the world. They dubbed it the Zephyr, after the captain that had first gathered their family, Captain Lyra Zephyra. Cathis and Verdite continuing to sail together, working to gather a new family, a new crew of misfits, in need of a family and a goal in life. The crew of the Zephyr became known far and wide as true adventurers, sailing to the far-flung corners of the world to seek treasures and undiscovered lands. Their captain, legendary figure among the sailors of the world. One new crewmate seemed to stand out. A young, orphaned, death dragonborn seeking a place in the world, and a family that they never had. One that Cathis seemed happy to provide. Verdite stuck with his crew through and through. Promoted to first mate while retaining his doctor position, Verdite became instrumental in the rise of the Zephyr. Known for his incredible intelligence, almost unnatural, some would say, and his holy healing abilities, Verdite became a legend in his own right as the best doctor any ship had ever had. Verdite also took to writing, choosing to tell the story of the Windcaller's voyage to find the Skyheart, with the fabled hero Tarn Talamir as the main character. A book a book that sold like hotcakes around the world, and a book that he dedicated to his beloved friends Ozzy and Fizz. As we cut away from the stories of the heroes of the Skyheart and those they met along the way, we focus on a particularly merry scene, a grand ball. Fae beings of all shapes and sizes are scattered around the colorful court, surrounded by thousands of pink flowers. Fairies, dryads, sylphs, unicorns. They all attend the great Fae court with big smiles on their faces. In the center, we see the host, a beautiful pink-haired Fae Lord, dancing in the light with the freedom that she had regained after so long. Dancing alongside her is a fairy-like being. Golden hair done in a long braid, ears long like those of an elf, a beautiful and clearly very expensive looking dress, and pink and golden fairy wings upon her back, smiling happily hand in hand with the Fae Lord. And with that, my friends, we zoom out, flying through the great blue, endless skies of Amara, past flying dragons, skyships, and mighty magical storms. There are many stories to be told in Amara, much that has been left unsaid, but for now, this is the end of this story. Thank you for playing with me, guys.
Thank you for hosting.
I'm not crying, you guys. You are.
I am crying. Own your emotions.
Yeah,
It's toxic masculinity to try to hide them.
yeah, no, we're manly men. We're manly men.
Men cry.
I'm not crying.
Men are honest with their emotions.
Yeah. Well then, guys. That was a thing.
Wow. That was
Thank you for playing with me. Thank you for this.
Thank you for running.
Thank you for running.
Thank you for this
Mhm.
amazing adventure.
thank you so much. That was an amazing campaign.
Yeah.
We,
I'd like
by the way, we finally finished the campaign without a TPK involved.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say like this.
We
I think
made
this was the first campaign I've ever been in that, well, one that actually had like didn't have like a party wipe and actually just ended naturally, like longer ending. And then also like we started at level 1 back when not just
You
level
did?
1 with like level 1 with brand new 5e rules that none of us
Yep.
knew. Like this was really cool and special to here 2 years later basically to
So,
be able to.
by the way, Spyro and I were talking before you guys came in, and we were talking about this, that Spyro and I have been playing for like 15 years, almost, maybe, I think, kind of.
Yeah, around that.
Around 15 years, and this is the first time we've finished a campaign in this way, without a TPK or without it fizzling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's not right.
like that's how D&D works.
Mhm.
Yeah, this
Crew
is
was so powerful.
yeah, the crew is too powerful. We have 15 to 20 minutes left, and we have Q&As if you guys want to ask any and all questions about Amara and or the
Cool.
campaign or whatever comes to mind.
I have a question, not regarding this campaign. Well, two. One about this campaign.
I literally just said it's about the campaign, and okay, go for it.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
It was more about the setting, but
Mhm.
whatever.
No. Ask it.
It just flew over my head. Who was the Fae? Was that Cosmo?
No. Okay, so you were not here.
Was the Fae the big horrible nightmare creature that she had a crush on like 100 years ago?
No, the
Spyro
Fae
wasn't around. Spyro wasn't around for
Yeah,
this.
so
Yeah.
let me just explain it to Spyro. In the first arc of the campaign, they essentially freed a Fey Lord from imprisonment. It was the same Fey Lord that Nim pretty much had a crush on,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
big crush on, and also it was a Fey Lord that removed Nim's original name from the world. So Nim became Nim, like her name became officially her name in the memory of the world. It was through a powerful Fey bargain. So yeah, it was pre Valanaris.
Yeah. Okay.
On that, yeah.
Go for it.
I was gonna say on that note, one of my 15 questions I have written down. You told me.
Do it.
You told me at one point that like the Archfey that they had a connection to like the Pocket Pals and other NPC, and at one point they were like supposed to be like possibly like the big bad, or at least tied into us finding the Skyheart somehow. Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Oh,
Please expand.
I had many. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have the whole story written out from the start. That's
No, how dare you?
That's fucking ridiculous. So, the way I usually make campaigns is that I do have like multiple ideas or branching paths, and one of the paths that I had planned out was for Erasha, the Fey Lord, eventually coming back, and she would have essentially originally she would have a connection with an individual that had a connection with the Skyheart, and it would be this whole story about helping her become an archfey, and turn she would guide you towards the Skyheart. It's basically call it cut content.
Early draft.
Early draft, yeah.
All right. Okay. I've got a question.
Go for it.
Is Crow dead?
Asshole. Yes. So there were 6 crows originally. First of all, the All-Seeing Tyrant was the original one. Then he split into 6. 3 of them, yes, 3 of them died like long ago. One of them actually killed himself. Um, one of them killed himself. Another was killed by one of the heroes of the ages, and another one was killed by another demon lord, the demon king. It was essentially like he was essentially trying to make a deal with the demon king, and demon king's like, nah, and just killed him. But there were 3 crows when the campaign started. One of them was killed by the pocket pals. So
What?
yeah, so the pocket pals had dealings with 6-eyed crows, and that crow manipulated the pocket pals into stealing the horn, the dragon calling horn, and yeah, the one that you brought to the kingdom. But they also manipulated the kingdom into enslaving basically the oldest living dragon, which happened to be Fish's father. So Fish was pissed because it was essentially what the crows were trying to do was gain control of the oldest living dragon, the most powerful dragon there is, through another kingdom, because the ritual required a lot of sacrifices and whatnot. But it backfired. They freed the dragon before delivering the horn, and the dragon literally uses dragon breath, like super powerful dragon breath, just destroy Crow. And then you kill the other 2 crows, and when all crows were killed, it reformed into the All-Seeing Tyrant, and it had no more extra lives. So yes, Crow is dead.
Yay!
So that was the only way the All-Seeing Tyrant would have like come back would have been all 6 died, or
Yes.
could they have like chosen to?
Well, technically, they could have killed themselves.
Okay. And I'm assuming that's why the last crow said that we were fools when we killed him,
Yes.
because that would
Yes.
have released.
Yes, because
Okay.
that's exactly what ended up happening. You got to fight Daddy,
Yeah.
the Big Daddy Crow.
So
Scott,
then,
wait. All of you
yeah.
had a question. Scott, do you have a question?
I was going to ask about the Fire Nation that we fully ignored, the Fire Genasi. Is that
Right.
what the Pocket Pals had to deal with? Or?
Yes, that was the Magnus Queendom. So what happened?
Yeah.
What
We
happened
fully
actually?
ignored that call to here,
Yeah.
call to adventure.
So remember, you delivered the horn, right? And you taught them how to use the horn, and they continued their civil war. You can see it in Pocket Pals. What happened was essentially they won the civil war by enslaving that dragon. Essentially, they had a nuclear weapon, the giant powerful dragon. But they decided to keep the dragon instead of freeing him, which the Pocket Pals did not like. So the Pocket Pals took away the horn, took away their defenses, because there was also the problem that the Magnus Queendom had no military left because of the Civil War. They were super weakened. So they used the dragon to defend themselves. But the Pocket Pals said, fuck that. We do not agree with this. We're taking away your dragon. They took away their dragon. So what eventually happened, this is going to be in the epilogue of Pocket Pals, which is going to happen Sunday. What eventually happened was other nations saw their moment of weakness, and the Magnus Queendom was essentially conquered by another kingdom. So they won the Civil War, but they fucked up and lost their kingdom in the end.
Okay.
Okay. More questions. It can be about the setting too. It doesn't have to be about the campaign.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'll say, how did the crows figure out that the islands were falling to begin with? Like, how did they know about the ritual? Was it just because Crow knew what the Sindari did, and then, or like how?
Crow, the crows, two of them. One of the crows didn't give a shit about it, but two of them, the two you met, had a lot of interest in the Sindari and the history of the Sindari, and that temple you did not encounter, the temple you didn't go to, the temple in the Vale, it was discovered, and the crows were the ones who explored it, and the crow essentially found out the same way you did, by going to one of the temples and being told by the steward there.
Okay, and then would Crow have betrayed us? And how would have that, with the whole needing a pilot, like how would have that likely gone down?
Do you really want to know the answer to that? All of you?
Yes, I do want to know if Crow.
Yes.
Tell me a PM if no one else wants it, and I want to know.
Tell
if Crow
me.
Okay, I'll tell you. Crow would not have betrayed you.
I knew it.
Crow. This last crow, the previous crow would have fucking betrayed you. This last
Yeah.
crow sticks to his word. Like he's very obsessive about this. So he was. He would have stuck to his word. The problem was, once he got to the Skyheart itself, there were defenses set up by the Skybinders that would have essentially tried to eradicate the demonic presence. At that point, you would have had a choice to either help Crow or let him die. And we all know what happens when he dies. But essentially, he would have kept his word. Yes. At least, for now, for
Yeah.
what he had planned. Any more questions? Spyro,
Wait,
you had
I have.
wait,
I
Spyro.
literally have them for days, so I'm going to let other people ask.
Spyro, you said you had a setting question.
Yeah, but I don't remember the name of the NPC.
You can just
Was that wizard? God damn it!
Galandan.
Galandron.
Yes.
What was his? What was his connections to the previous Demon King? Because we heard that one time he fought for the side of the demons just for fun, but then when we poked at him, when we imply that he wanted to be the hero of this age, but it wasn't selected, it really stung with him. Like, Tell me about Galandran. He was just a compelling character.
Oh, Galandan has a long history. He's
Oh.
like he's the oldest elf, the most powerful wizard in the world. The connection he had with the previous Demon King is literally that he wanted to see what would happen if he aided the Demon King, and if there would naturally there would appear a hero that could match a Demon King that is being supported by him. Because Galandan, in a way, was predicting that the Demon Kings were getting stronger. So it was getting harder and harder for the islands to continue surviving. So he was trying to, in a way, create the strongest heroes possible, which kind of didn't fucking work. So he actually, what you don't know is that he ended up betraying that Demon King at the last second, because the hero, the previous hero, the Lumina Maxima, the one who is now the Lumina Maxima was not strong enough for that Demon King. So Galandan secretly helped her destroy that Demon King without her even knowing. Nobody knew. Galandan was just like, fuck it, fine.
Okay.
Well, how old is that dude, anyways?
Galandan claims to be 1,500 years old. He was actually closer to 4,000.
Jeez.
Yeah, but he went through many names and many forms.
Did we ever stood a chance? Like, if we picked him for the tournament, we stood zero chance, right? It would just one turn kill us all
He could
easily.
literally cast wish and kill you all with just a wish.
At
What
the
do you
same
think?
time, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It would have been fun.
Now, if you had picked him for the tournament, I would have given you a weaker version because he himself would weaken himself because it wouldn't be fun otherwise.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So you would have been able. Actually, wait. I'm remembering this. You wouldn't have fought him. You would have fought a simulacrum of him that he made 2,000 years ago. So you would have fought a 2,000-year-old simulacrum of him. That's what I set up. So you would have essentially fought a much weaker version of him that wasn't even a living being.
All right.
More questions?
Yeah. So what were speaking going back to whether our adversaries would have kept their words? You said that there were 4 outcomes you had planned when we went to dinner with the vampires, and I was curious what the other outcomes were, and if they would have actually only removed our memories of them from our minds, or if they would have done other tomfoolery if we had agreed to their plan.
Well, let me answer this. Let me answer that part first. Yes, they would have only removed the memories. So
Damn villains sticking true to their words.
that's what happens when you deal with lawful evil villains. They keep to their word. But you got to realize that the vampires of Crasto, they might view mortals as, cattle to feed, but they do want what's best for the city and for the mortals within, because without the mortals, they realize that the mortals, if there's no mortals to feed on, they cannot continue. So they live in a symbiotic state, so they wouldn't have done much to mess with your mind anyway. They just wanted to be safe. So I'm trying to remember what the outcomes were that I had prepared. One of them was you accepting the deal, and you would have been given the location of Crow's base. You would have been allowed to prepare and infiltrate it. Another one was not accepting the deal, but defeating the vampires. And you would have gotten the information because the vampires did have a secret ledger where they had the location written down. Another one was what happened, which was you fought the vampires and you died, and was you escape. Like, you don't kill them, you don't get information, you escape, and you had to find another way to, find Crow. Scott and Seb, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I've got a question.
Okay.
I don't really, honestly.
That's
Hey,
fine.
what's up with Harson? Hey, well, forget about it. I don't want to forget about it. Forget about it.
Harson, first of all, Harson returned to his homeland where his lichified body, soulless lichified body, still wandered. He essentially killed his own lich self, just to get rid of any issues that might cause, and then he literally just went into an isolated island and just made a home for himself. He was fucking done with everything. He just wanted to live in peace and not be bothered.
I also mean, like, the whole question of like, he was considered a villain, but he fought to
Oh.
like destroy the Demon Lord. That whole thing too.
Okay, so very simple. He was a victim during a demonic incursion. He was a victim. Demonic incursions sometimes last for several years. So he was a child when the demons arrived, killed pretty much everyone he knew, nearly killed him, and he awoke to necromantic powers, actual powerful necromantic magic. He developed those necromantic powers, and unfortunately, as the demons kept their rampage, what he ended up doing was he sacrificed a city to make an undead army, which was something that he didn't do with glee. It really weighed on him, but he saw that there was no way of saving that city. So before the demons completely overrun it, he pretty much killed everyone with a ritual and brought them back as undead, and then used that undead army. Then made a deal with the dwarves to do the same. So he built like this massive undead army and beat back the demons, killed the demon king himself, like by himself. He killed the demon king, and but then the church saw an orc who's also a necromancer who also killed a lot of people. He cannot be named a hero, so they essentially killed him. Like they betrayed him, they poisoned him, killed him, and then named Valinara's point two, the pre-Valinaris, another little elf that they rose up to be the puppet hero, and named him the hero of the age. Arson had prepared, so he basically made the soul charts. Then the previous campaign started. Thousands of years later. All right. So it is getting late, so I'll take one more question, and then anything else will be through messages.
Yeah. I don't have more questions right now. I was mostly interested on RB's question because he said he had a gazillion of them.
All right, then. RB, ask your last question. I'll still answer them. Just on stream, ask your last question. RB?
I'm sorry, I was on mute this whole time.
Oh, no!
Okay, just because that we were debating this and talking this last 2 days, like what would have happened if we tried to just genocide the demons and delete them all?
Honestly, you would. I mean, it would have ultimately been Chelsea's choice, right?
Well, I know, but like if Chelsea had decided, like, okay, yeah, sure, let's do that.
Yes, she could have ultimately just erased the blueprint for the demons, which would have essentially killed them. It wouldn't be like instant death. It would be like no new demons would be able to be created. So you still have to deal with the demons that were around. But eventually, since they couldn't reproduce, eventually they would be wiped out. And I mean, technically, that would be it. There would just be no demons on the surface. But now that I think about it, yeah, it would kind of rally the demons into forming into a giant demon army, because they would see that they would not be able to reproduce, so they would kind of put their differences aside. You would have had like this huge wave of demons.
The last stand, basically, the last hurrah.
Essentially, the last hurrah of demons. Now, if you would be able to survive that, I didn't think that far ahead.
Well, with God on our side.
I mean, here's the thing.
And anime.
Here's the thing about Chelsea being the Skyheart now. You are the Skyheart, Chelsea, essentially, but your consciousness is becoming to such an elevated state that your logic and thinking would be completely different than that of immortals. So I think that everyone, that's the way I set it up, but I think Chelsea would still be affected. Everyone that becomes a pilot eventually becomes so detached from their mortal realm that they just begin using the basic functions of the Skyheart as like their duty, and just they set up some functions, some stuff that they are going to be doing for the rest of their remaining time as a pilot, and then they would just become a sea of conscious that is barely held together. So it's not like you become a god with complete control of everything. Yeah, kinda at the start, but then you start to be completely detached from everyone. That still takes a couple of hundreds of years, right?
Yeah.
I would say Chelsea is quite strong mentally, so she would last for a while longer, but eventually she would just become, just a robot, in a way, controlling the Skyheart to do the functions that was the parameters that were set.
How long do you think she'd last before a new pilot would be needed?
I would say for Chelsea, 15,000 years, 20,000 maybe. She did have Cosmo with her, so you know.
Oh,
Kaz was doing the heavy
So-
lifting there because
Yeah,
it's Kaz.
So what you're saying is, in 15,000 years, Chelsea is going to become one of the forebears.
I hate that I am ending the
No,
finale.
no,
on
no,
that.
no.
Hold on.
No,
With
she
Chelsea and Cosmo, there's 6 of them now.
No, there's
There's
two:
six.
the 4 bears, the cat, and the lizard.
I'm going to find
True,
someone to
true.
raid and cry myself. You know what?
What a
No.
fantastic campaign. Thank you, Massive. We love you. Thank you
I'm-
very
Thank
much.
you, Massive.
By the way, I'm
When
not
you-
going to raid anyone. I'm just going to end it because this
It's
is the
over.
Raid
finale.
Umi. Raid Umi. And we can be like, we did it. We've got the Skyheart.
Oh shit! Right. Is she
Raid
on?
Umi, we can have this. Yeah, we can do the Skyheart. Windcaller Triumphant raid.
Ooh.
Something along
Well,
those lines.
Okay. Wait.
Back to the puns. Massive for the new campaign is going to scouring all of his notes to make sure no easy puns can be made about his lore and plot.
All right. Let's go.
Never
let's go with
again.
this. Let's go with this.
little did
right?
Massive know, we always find a way.
There's no helping it. Like, players will always do that shit. Players will always do.
And we love you for giving it to us.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much for playing with me. Thank you so much for.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this experience was awesome. I love you guys.
Incredible.
And now, I don't have to worry about talking about new character ideas.
We'll get to it.
Yep.
Just for
Okay.
reference, I'm going to be taking a couple of weeks break before I
Yeah.
start anything because I need it. I love you guys, but I need it.
I might slip out and watch a movie.
Okay.
I have heard incredibly mixed things about the new Supergirl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah,
we're
but-
rating.
I've also heard that there's Yuri in the new Toy Story.
Bye.
Bye.
Rating. Bye.